Hi, my name is Marisa. Welcome to my channel. Natasha Denona has just released a new collection. She called it the Love Collection, and I just got the eyeshadow palette, the Love Palette. In this video, I would like to share with you my first impressions about it, swatch the eyeshadows, and show you how I got this pretty dramatic pink and purple eye look. So if you are interested in this content, just keep on watching. I ordered the eyeshadow palette as soon as it became available for pre-order on Natasha Denona's site, and only afterwards I realized that this collection released for Valentine also includes a cheek palette and 3 new lip glosses. I ordered 2 of the lip glosses and the cheek palette, and I'm expecting them at any moment. I will include them in a future video alone or with other products. So keep a look out for that one. The eyeshadow palette comes in the typical Natasha Denona cardboard box, in this case in a matching pink. It has on the back the indication of the names of the eyeshadows, their position on the palette, and their formula. The eyeshadow palette in itself has the packaging similar to the Sunrise palette, so a smaller size of 15 eyeshadows, and you can see it here compared with the Biba. The palette has a big wide mirror. The names of the eyeshadows are indicated in the palette itself, and we can pop out the eyeshadows through the small pinholes in the back. It is produced in Italy. It has a shelf life of 2 years after open, and the eyeshadows are alcohol, mineral oil and paraben free, and they are not tested in animals. This eyeshadow palette retails for $65 and is currently available online on Sephora, Beautylish and Natasha Denona's site. It will become available in UK, both online and in stores, on February the 7th. I'm going to swatch the eyeshadows now, from left to right, by rows, top to bottom. First is a creamy matte, Lifetime is a chroma crystal, Heartbeat is a creamy matte, Transparent is a metallic, Trust is a creamy matte, Heart is a creamy matte, Giving is a duochrome. It shifts from orange to pink. Pure Love is a duochrome, and this one shifts between hot pink to orange and blue. Commitment is a cream to powder and is basically a dark plum color. And Blind is a metallic, and this is like a pure silver. And for the last row, Soul is a creamy matte, Passion is a chroma crystal, Intense is a creamy matte, Valentine is a creamy matte, and Dream is a cream to powder. As you could see by the swatches in real time, there are some eyeshadows that do not perform as usual per Natasha Denona quality, and I noticed that the difference is on the creamy mattes, namely on Heartbeat and Trust. They don't slide as creamy, they don't feel as creamy to the touch, and I even went to the Metropolis palette, which I love in terms of formulas, to compare how they feel in regards to these ones. And for me, the chroma crystals, duochromes and the metallic eyeshadows are, in terms of formula, similar. This metallic is amazing, and I really like this eyeshadow here as well. For me it's very pretty. The cream to powder, these two cream to powder eyeshadows, I also feel that they perform similarly, and I didn't have any problem applying them on my eyes, as you will see on the demo. Chroma crystals and duochromes as well. It's really some of the creamy mattes. They seem to be a little bit harder, less creamy on the pen, and it translates in this, at least in these two, it translated in the way they swatch. I have not tried either of them on my eyes, so obviously I cannot conclude that they will not perform properly on the eyes, but that was what I could see through the swatches. I'm going to show you now how I achieved this look. I don't have any silver eyeshadow on my Natasha Denona palettes, so I most certainly want to use this one. And because she organizes the palettes in a way that each little assemble of eyeshadows close together in vertical, horizontal or diagonal make a look, I want to use this for, but also this duochrome here. So let's see how this comes out. I'm going to place a little bit of Natasha Denona's primer. This is the lighter shade 1, and spread it with my little finger. Quite like this primer. I find it more liquid than the NARS, but it spreads very easily and fast and has a nice color for me. Now I'm going to use a Zoeva 225, and I'm going into the lightest shade first. Put a little bit on the crease up to the eyebrow. This is very, very light. On my skin does not translate. Now I'm going to use this light pink, which is called Valentine. I'm going to place it on the crease. This is a very light, soft pink. It has a cooler tone to it. And now I'm going to use a flat shader. I'm going to use this cream to powder purple. This is a 242 from MAC. And because this has a cream to powder finish, it always looks darker on the pen than actually when we apply it on the lid, as you can see, which for me is perfect. And now I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to use this darker cream to powder called Commitment, and I'm going to define the outer corner. I know there's a lot of different opinions regarding Natasha Denona cream to powder formulas. Personally, I liked it very much. I just pat her eyeshadows normally, and I find that they blend very well like that. I'm going to use an even smaller brush in the same eyeshadow. I'm going to use another brush and use the pink color Valentine to soften up the edges. And I'm going to actually use this other pink on the side, which is a little bit brighter, to make it more matchy-matchy with my t-shirt. I'm going back to the initial brush. I'm not going to put any eyeshadow, and just brush the edges of the pink. And now let's go to the duochrome. Nice. Going to use a pencil brush, and I'm going to place the silver on the corner. This silver is super pigmented, and I'm just going to pat a little bit of the silver on top of the duochrome to see what happens. A little bit of silver only here. Wow, this is pretty. I'm going to use the detail brush, and I'm going to pick a little bit of the darker commitment shade, and I'm just going to intensify a little bit more the outside corner. I'm going to use the same detail brush. I'm going to pass it lightly on the outside corner. I didn't pick any more eyeshadow, just what's remaining that I'm using. And I'm going to use a detail brush, actually it can be this one, and I'm going to use the dark shade Commitment and use it as a liner. Nice! I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be back. So what are my first impressions on this palette? I think it has a beautiful color story. Not the most original though. I've seen palettes before with this mixture of pinks and purples. Actually, when I was doing this eye look, it kind of reminded me Huda Beauty's Mercury Rising. I also did a pink purple look with that one. The eyeshadows that I've used performed very well. I didn't have any issue in applying them and blending them, even with my more mature eyelids. It does seem to me that some of the mattes, unfortunately it was some of those that I didn't use on my eye look, just because I'm like drawn to purples more than I am to reds and pinks, and it seems to me they are a little bit more dry and less creamy to the touch. One or two did skip a little bit when I was swatching them. That is not the most important, but I can only confirm that they have the performance and the quality that we expect from Natasha Denona when I actually use them, and I see if I have difficulty or not in applying them on my eyes. On the next video, when I use the Chic palette and the lip glosses, I will give you a complete feedback on the other eyeshadows that I have not used on this tutorial. So at this moment, I do not recommend wholeheartedly this palette. If you want to be sure that the quality is as we expect from Natasha Denona, I would suggest either you wait for the palette to come in store, and that will be on the 6th of February in the United States, 7th here in the UK, or well, wait until my next video and then I can tell you if I had any difficulty in applying the creamy mattes to my eyelids or not. And this is it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to help you decide if you want to get this last release or not. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much for watching this video and see you soon. Bye!